Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at an Echo CS400 chainsaw. Customer complaint is that it's not running right. Sometimes you get these customer complaints that don't really tell you the whole story. You get into it just thinking it's going to be a standard tune-up, and you find out that there's more. So let's go through our basics. First, we looked in the fuel tank. Fuel looked good. We're going to take a look at the air filter. I mean, there's no alarms going off there. Looks like the intake tract is clean. But something's wonky here with the trigger. It's not really pushing on the trigger isn't really making the throttle rod move. Or if it is moving, it's not moving very much. So before we take a look at that, we're going to make sure that this is going to be a worthwhile repair. If that cylinder is scored, does it even pay to spend any more time on it? So what we found in there was good enough to proceed. 3 screws hold the top cover on. In this case, they're a Phillips head. We'll just get that right out of the way. So what's going on with this linkage here? It's not the carb that's seized up, because I could move the throttle lever, or I should say the linkage on the side of the carburetor. So let's get this top cover off of here and take a closer look. The operator presence lever is going to come with that cover. A lot of dirt in there. We'll get that out of the way. So what's going on here? This linkage is supposed to be in a guide. There's 2 plastic guide pins, and that rod should be in between them, but somehow it's underneath them. Now, I don't think that can happen on its own. I think someone had to have this apart and possibly reassembled it wrong. So if we put that rod in between the pins, look at that, it's magic. That throttle rod moves with the trigger now. So I'm feeling pretty good about this repair. That was an easy fix, right? Let's put this back together and see what we got. There is a spring there that kind of has to be held down before the cover goes on. Yeah, throttle works good. Let's pull the choke. Really? Now the choke lever doesn't want to work. This is a weird problem, but not the first time I've seen this. So the choke plate, if that screw is coming loose, that plate could be crooked in the bore and not want to open. So that's one thing I'll have to look at. There could be some kind of obstruction in the linkage. Take a little closer look here at the plate as best we can see in there. And the plate itself looks normal. But I keep shaking my head, and I must be a little bit upset about this. So we're going to have to get the tools out and take things apart. Pull this handle back off of here. We're going to pull the wires off the kill switch and kind of swing that whole plate out of the way. Get a little closer look at our throttle rod there. And then this air filter adapter's got to come off. So there's the one screw in the back, and then there's the two long screws that run all the way through that adapter and through the carburetor. Look at them go. Alright, 1 bolt, 2 bolt, air filter adapter, gasket. Let's take a closer look at this gasket. So there's some damage to the gasket. And what's happening is that gasket's hanging into the bore of the Venturi there, at least in front of the choke plate. And when we try to choke it, the gasket is actually binding the choke plate. It can't swing past the edge of the gasket because the gasket's too small. I don't know how that happened, but I can only assume that someone had this apart and put the wrong gasket in there. So now we're going to look at this with a new set of eyes, with the assumption that what I'm looking at isn't factory fresh. So we found a new gasket that's the proper bore size for allowing this choke plate to pass and open up. We'll get her put back together. This gasket between the carb and the intake runner, you want to make sure that it has a pulse hole in it so your fuel pump's going to work. And that gasket looked like it was the right one. I don't think that got changed. Okay, in these kind of situations where you have 2 bolts holding the carb and 1 bolt in the back, I like to tighten down the carburetor first and save that single bolt for last, so that you know, if you tighten that single one first, it might impede on actually torquing down the carb itself. Okay, once again we're going to get this throttle linkage in place. We'll get this block put back in place. We'll get our kill wires put back on. The throttle rod is in between those 2 guide pins. Look at that, the choke seems to work. Alright, there's that spring. We're just going to lay that spring down so we can drop this cover and operator presence lever on top of it. And a single screw holds that whole assembly in place. Throttle works. Choke works. And our fast idle function seems to be working as well. Yep, looks good. We'll get this cylinder cover put back on. Three screws holding it down. Gotta make sure we get it flush here, though something's kind of hanging up a little bit. There we go. And again, I'm using a tool with a clutch on it, so I'm not too worried about stripping those screws. And I'll do the final torque by hand. We got our air filter back on. Throw the spark plug back in. And we're going to fire this thing up and see what it'll do. If it'll fire up. It's priming nicely. Flip the switch on. Choke it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it ran, but it ran really rich. I don't know if someone was making carburetor adjustments or what was going on. How that choke plate, I mean, maybe they had to rich it up just to get it started. I don't know. But if you look real close at the top right corner of the frame, you can see that the garage door is down, which means I did this probably in the wintertime. And I ain't gonna run a stinky rich chainsaw in the shop and smoke everybody out. So that's why there's a big pause there between the two scenes. The first one where you saw it was running rich, and the next one you're gonna see where it's running clean. I took it outside and adjusted the carburetor, and then brought it back in just to show you that it's running decent. So that's all I got for you on the Echo CS400 chainsaw. Gasket was too small, repair. Thanks for watching. Later.